Hi. Now it's been a long time since I did a video. Many reasons why is because it's summer and I'm busy and I went on vacation, and I actually got a new YouTube channel because I got a new phone, and for some reason I couldn't log into my old account. Like, all the passwords I knew I tried and it wouldn't let me log in. So I made a new channel, and this is the first video of that channel. So there's a lot of things that are weighing on my heart right now. America, it's time for us to rise. The vaccine mandates are starting to come here, and you know, we've seen, if you've been paying attention, you've been seeing in other countries how they have been fighting against control over the people. The people are standing up. You know, Canada, over in the UK, Australia, New Zealand, it's all over. Even I believe Switzerland, Sweden, and now it's starting to come here to America, which we knew was coming long ago. So you should not be surprised by any of this. You should have been preparing for this. Tomorrow I plan to attend a walkout. There is a hospital near Milwaukee that is the doctors and nurses that don't agree with pushing people to get vaccines when it can either be dangerous for someone, they already had COVID and they are immune, or you know, the antibodies, they don't need the vaccine. Children do not need the vaccine. There are many people in the healthcare system that are very upset at what's being done. It is against the law, our Constitution, to be controlling people to the point where they cannot buy or sell without being vaccinated. It is unconstitutional. It is also against humanity as a whole. I probably should be coding my words, but I guess too late for that now. Maybe I will from this point on, but anyway, the thing is now they're saying, you know, children are dying of COVID, and the statistics are actually 1 in 200,000 children, maybe. So, and you wonder why children are getting the virus. It's because this whole past year, the whole past school year, they had them masked up, which does not support their immune system. Their immune systems are building up as they get older. They are going to get colds, they're going to get viruses, they're going to get the flu. It will build their immune system up so that as they get older, they can fight against such things as like the one we are right now. So there's a lot of things that are going to happen that are going to cause panic and fear against control. There are things you need to keep in mind. If you feed this fear, you will, I truly believe that, and I've also experienced this, what we put out into the universe is what we create and what comes back to us. So let's say your job is making you get the vaccine. Oh, the V. And you're like, oh no, I don't want it, like I'm scared to take it, blah, blah, blah. If you are associating fear with that vaccine, everything that you believe to be bad about the vaccine is going to affect you when you receive it. All right. If you believe the vaccine is harmful to you, which actually it is, but if you go with it thinking that, okay, this vaccine is going to kill me, this vaccine is going to, do all kinds of bad things to me, if you constantly have that mindset, it will eventually do that to you. If you believe the reverse, that this vaccine is going to help me, it's going to help others, it will do, that's what it will, you will be able to protect yourself more from something negative happening to you. Do I believe the vaccine is safe? No, I do not. Do I believe this vaccine is beneficial? No, I do not. Because people who have the vaccine are still getting COVID. Oh, they're saying it's the Delta vaccine. I actually think that's a whole bunch of BS, but first of all, there is no test for the Delta vaccine. They are testing people for COVID-19, then they go on to further tests to see if you have the Delta variant. Okay? Then they can say whatever they want. Oh, you have the Delta variant. You're going to die. This is scary. Then you're going to believe that, and you're going to fall into that fear. Like, you're not going to fight for your life. You're not going to be, I'm healthy, I am well, I'm going to get over this. You need to believe that you are healthy. You need to believe that you are going to get through the virus. You are going to heal yourself. Okay, I'm going to take you back to when I had COVID back in 2020. I had it in February, a month before the lockdown. I had all the symptoms, so they did not have any tests then. I did not know 100% that I had COVID until later when they described all the symptoms of it. Then I was like, oh yeah, that's what I had. I knew in my mind that I probably had it because it was the worst cold flu virus I've ever had in my life. Okay? I had zero energy. I was literally crawling to the bathroom. I was coughing so hard, I was throwing up blood. I could barely speak. I didn't have a voice for almost a week. I had to sleep sitting up because there was fluid in my lungs. The last 3 days of it, I was starting to get scared. But the whole time I was thinking, I'm going to get through this. I'm going to get through this. I just, towards the end though, I did get a little nervous and I was asking God, like, either heal me please or just take me now because I'm done with this. I was at that point. It will get you to that breaking point. It will challenge your vitality of life. When you get to that point, you need to believe that you will heal, that you are able to change the cells of your body with our thoughts. We are light bodies, an energetic soul inside a human vessel. We are wearing a suit. You are an avatar. Once we understand that concept, we can understand that this is all an illusion. Okay? getting worked up, but I really need to get this point across. We are having an illusional experience like in a video game, okay? I had the opportunity to actually, when I was on vacation, I took some photographs. We were in this little canyon in the Wisconsin Dells. And I know that I have higher selves, okay? I have about 8 different higher selves. I'm ancient, okay? So I've been around the block. I've been around for millions of years. We have an oversoul, okay? And we have different avatars that we can have access to in different dimensions. I know it's hard for us to wrap our human brain around that. But if you've ever played a video game, especially a role-playing game, you will know what I'm talking about. Okay, so let's say you're playing multiple avatars in a game, in a simulation. One avatar is on hold while this avatar is going to do some other mission. That's basically what's happening. Those of you who have lived many lifetimes, which is most of us here on Earth, we are millions of years old. We are actually the aliens and the gods that were here in the beginning, coming back and returning to experience this. We have amnesia. We need to remember our true power, our true sovereignty, our true freedom. We are free souls. God gave us free will. We are not a slave. We are not a victim. You are not a victim. You are not a slave. Okay, so once you tap into how powerful you really are, oh, going back to I forgot to mention, going back to my vacation. Yes, forgot. I kind of went off on a tangent there, but I took a picture inside this canyon, and now I've seen my higher selves. I know what they look like. I'm getting to know more and more what they look like. And I've recently discovered what my Syrian, from the Sirius constellation, my Syrian higher self, my Arcturian self looks like. My Lyran self, which is she's a lioness. Think of a face that's more like, in the movie Avatar, only more feline looking, like not necessarily 100 completely like a cat, but we have, the nose like the cat and very tall, a lot like the movie Avatar, only we're not blue. My Syrian higher self is blue. She's my warrior. Okay. Then I have my Arcturian self, and she's more on a higher spiritual, intellectual. She's going on to 11D. She's going from 10D onto 11D. She just earned her wings. Yes, that's also me. What's really strange is I've been feeling like I have wings lately on my back, almost like a phantom. I know it sounds crazy, but that's a few weeks ago. I started feeling this, and my shoulder blades were itching like crazy, and I was like, why is this? And then I started feeling like, man, I have wings. It feels like a missing limb, almost like when a soldier gets his arm taken off or a leg. That's what it feels like. I can't explain it. Okay, so then while I was in the canyon, the little canyon in the Wisconsin Dells, I was taking pictures, and in this one picture up in the corner, I can see the side of the face of my higher self. I'm not sure. I believe it's my Syrian. The Syrians were, now in this area that we were in, a lot of Native Americans used to hang out in this little canyon area. That's where they would have their warrior meetings. Like, let's say they were going to go on a hunt, or if they were going to go to war against another clan, they would meet in this canyon and you know, have discussions and all kinds of, you know, rituals or whatever in this canyon. And Native Americans talk about meeting with the blue people. They have a history. If you look in some of their historic records and their spiritual, one of their spiritual books, it's out there. I don't remember the name of it, but they will talk about meeting, how the Native Americans used to meet with the blue people. The blue people are from Sirius. The ETs, called that. I'm not going to say aliens because I don't like that word. I don't like saying aliens because alien is such a broad spectrum and usually it comes with a negative connotation, and I don't like that. So the blue people, the Syrians. So it was really interesting that I saw this face and I felt it was connected to me when I was just totally, like, I had chills. Like, when I saw this face in my picture, I could post it in my my mediumship group on Facebook, but I don't want to I might freak people out. I don't know. Like, you guys got to have an open mind. So yeah, I was just like, holy cow, that's my higher self. And what's amazing is that while we were taking this tour, I felt partially outside of my body while we were going through here. I was trying to connect to the energies that were in this canyon. And while I was doing that, I felt like I was partially outside of my body, which I'm able to do really easily. Like, I can astral project, like, I have no problem. Like, a lot of people, it takes training and focus, but I've always been able to do this ever since, even when I was a kid. Okay. So one amazing fact about me is I've had ET contact ever since I was a child. I look back at certain moments in my childhood and I see moments where, like, yeah, that was totally an ET experience. And I didn't, like, you know, as a child, you don't know, like, what's going on half the time. So I had these two playmates before my parents adopted my sister. I had these two playmates. They were Zoe and Zara. And they were my imaginary friends, as my parents called them. But to me, I distinctly remember, because I was 4 years old. You can remember at 4 years old a lot of your, at least for me, I remember a lot. I have a very vivid memory. I'm able to remember a lot. So back when I was 4 years old, I had these imaginary friends, Zoe and Zara. That's not your, how does a 4-year-old come up with the names Zoe and Zara in the 1970s? No, it was actually 1981 there. But still, like, how, like, my parents thought I was kind of strange. But I can faintly remember what they looked like. I know one of them was blue. I didn't think anything of it. She was blue. Like, maybe she was one of the Syrian children that they were there to help me get through this human experience, because I was coming into a world where, like, you know, maybe, you know, I don't understand, because I was a different child. Even my Nana would tell my mom. My Nana was very intuitive. I didn't know this until later, but she was very intuitive. She would tell my mom, Kelly is special. She knows things. She could see a lot. She knows a lot more than what she's telling you. My mom told me that is what my Nana told her. And then my parents would be like, they knew that I could hear telepathically, because they would think something before they even said it to me, I would say it out loud. You know, I'd be like, you know, I would answer for them, and they would freak my dad out, because I would say it almost word for word for what he was going to tell me. Now, as a 4 or 5 year old, how does a 4 or 5 year old already know the answers to certain life questions? Like, you know how 4 and 5 year olds are very inquisitive, and they're very like, why is the sky blue? Why this? Why that? Why, you know, why is this happening? Why does, you know? So I would ask my parents those kind of questions, you know, like, but then before they could even answer me, it was like, and I remember, you know, thinking like I would get the thoughts in my head and be like, oh, is it because of, you know, I would say the reason, whatever the answer was. My dad's like, does she know what I was going to say? Why would she ask the question if she already knew the answer? And even how would she know the answer? Because we've never talked about this. Okay? Then when I was little, my dad was amazing at landscaping around our house. We had flowers everywhere. We had this beautiful landscape around our little house, and we had tulips, and I mean, it was gorgeous. Okay. There were times where I would see elves and gnomes peeking out behind trees and under flowers, and I would see them running. I would catch them, and I'd be like, Mom, there's little men out there. There's little men running around. And she's like, what do you mean, little men? I said, they're little men in hats. My mom's like, okay. So one day my parents were like, Kelly, you said you were seeing little men by the flowers. I said, yeah, they're little men, and they hide, and they run really fast. And some are bigger than others. And my dad said, you know, I have this book. It was a childhood book that he had when he was a child. And he dug it out of a box. And it's this book about elves and gnomes. It has drawings in it, and what elves and gnomes and trolls, what they look like, and fairies. And my dad had this old book, and he brought it out. I'd never seen this before, okay? And he brought it out, he dug it out of a box and showed it to me. And he's like, I want you to show me which ones you see in the garden. And I pointed, and I said, this one, and this one, and this one. These are the ones I'm seeing. My parents just did not know how to respond to that. They're like, how does she know? She's never seen this. And, you know, I didn't watch a lot of TV when I was younger, because my parents didn't like, us to be exposed to a lot of what was on TV, because there was a lot of violence, and they didn't like violent cartoons, and we didn't really watch. I was like 3 or 4 years old, so I wasn't really watching a lot of TV. I spent a lot of time playing with dolls and, having tea parties. I didn't watch TV. I didn't sit in front of a TV like a lot of kids do today. So I did drawing, painting. Oh, I was painting all the time. But anyways, so yeah, my parents were just baffled. They were like, I don't know how to respond to this. She says she's seeing these things, but they didn't really entertain me with it too much, because they didn't know if I was just making this up, but they also couldn't understand how I knew what they even looked like, because I've never seen anything like it before, according to them. You know what I'm saying? So this is why I'm telling you, like, we are not from here, okay? Most of us are not from here. Most of us are big galactic beings in small human bodies that are trying to navigate this crazy world. And so now we're here for a very specific reason at a very specific time, because of what's happening. There's a reason why you are here. Don't deny that reason. I know it's in the back of your mind and it's in your heart. You know that you were here at this time for a reason. So, it's time for us to rise up. It's time for us to be strong. It's time to be the love and light that we need to be, especially right now, because it's going to get harder to stay out of fear, and we cannot fail. We cannot fail. It's going to get confusing. Now, we need to, the best way to stay out of that confusion is to go within. Shut off the TV. Shut it off. I don't care what political side you are on, whether you're conservative, liberal, independent, Democrat, shut it off. Shut the TV off. I get news updates on my phone, but then I can choose to look at it or not. You know what I mean? I don't want to sit there and listen to bullshit all day long. This false narrative and crazy stories that we're hearing, all of it, almost, I would say about 85% of it is bullshit. I'm telling you this from my intuitive self. I am very highly intuitive. Right now, I'm talking to someone that their daughter is missing. She's gone missing 3 days ago. They are talking to me about where she is. I'm telling them, this is how she feels. This is who I see her with. This is where I think she is. It's not easy being me. The poor girl is, I feel she's been subjected to drugs. She can't leave who she's with because she doesn't have, she's 14 years old, and an older boy picked her up after school, took her somewhere, drugged her up, and now she doesn't know where she is. She's on drugs. She's lethargic. She feels sick. She's scared. And I can feel all of that with that girl. But I'm trying to help these people because these children, all these children are being kidnapped. They're being trafficked. I can tell you that this is really happening because I have felt it for years, the past decade. All these missing children, and I see their pictures, and I can tell you that girl is dead. That girl has been kidnapped, taken. She's being drugged. She's being raped. I see her literally in a cage. I can't tell you where she is. I just know she's in a dark place, in a cage, and she's lonely and she's scared. She's being hurt on a daily basis. Most of the time they're drugged. They are duped. So they can't fight back. These stories of these trafficking are not lies. They are true. But the good news is that thousands and thousands of them have been found. Thank God. A lot have been rescued. And it's continuing to be done. There are many underground bases where they have kept these children. And the purpose for this is because those that are in the higher up, they are also not from this earth. They are not benevolent beings. They are evil. They have their own lessons to work through. They are on an evil agenda, I should say. They have their own life journey that they have to do. There's a reason why we have duality, okay? And that's a whole nother video I can go on about. But the people that are in control, that are trying to stay in control of our planet right now, they do not have your best interests at mind. They do not care about you or your children or your elderly. The vaccine, oh, here I said it again, the V, take it what you will. If you want to take it and you believe in your heart that it's going to help you, good. Stay in that positive stance. But if you are going to take it and you believe that it's going to harm you, don't take it. Please don't. Because then it will. Okay? Granted, there are many people in higher places that do care. There are many that are fighting for humanity. There are many that are taking a stand, regardless of their position. Doctors, lawyers, nurses, politicians. There are some that are taking a stand, and we need to get behind them because they need all the support that we can give them right now. Tomorrow, there is a walkout at Frederick Hospital in Milwaukee. I'm going to support them. Doctors and nurses are walking out to support the fact that they do not believe in pushing this vaccine onto children or on people that don't need it or shouldn't have it. I know several people whose doctors have told them do not get the vaccine because they are concerned about their health reaction to it. This video might get my channel down. It's my first video on this channel. Oh well, I just want people to see this, and I want people to take a stand. It's time for America. It's our time. Get bold, get strong. Together we can be strong. We can overcome this. There are networks that are being set up for those of us who do not wish to be a part of NWO. Most of you know what that means. And so I'm in contact with a couple of people that are aware of these networks, and so you need to talk. You need to connect with people who are going to help you, because times are going to get harder. You need to be stocking up on food. I'm glad I stopped eating meat because I don't have to worry about that. But you need to be stocking up on food, water, gas, whatever you can. Try and use as much cash as you can. I wouldn't leave a whole lot in your bank when things start getting really rough. It might become hard to use cash anywhere. I don't know, it's something that we've got to figure out. But people are like, the vaccine is in the mark of the beast. Now, listen, the Bible, I believe in about half of the Bible, I'll be honest. As far as the book of Revelations, because there's a lot that has been left out. The book of Revelations, there's a lot of truth to it, but a lot of the book of Revelations is going to come out not the way that a lot of Christians thought it would. It's not, because here's the thing. Extraterrestrials are a part of it. And that's going to be a hard thing for a lot of Christians to wrap their head around, and they're going to be shocked and they're going to be confused. Because what the government's going to do, they're going to turn it around and say all ETs are bad, which is not true. Actually, they're the ones that are bad. They are the ETs that they're either incarnated, they're clones, or they're wearing suits. And I guarantee this. Might seem crazy, but there's a lot of technology that we have access to. I posted in my mediumship group about the hidden Atlantis in Antarctica. You need to watch that. It explains a lot as to what's happening right now. How we've gotten a lot of the technology that we have is because we have contact with ETs. The cabal has been in contact with these ETs for hundreds and thousands of years. They will not tell us. They won't tell us the truth. The public needs to know. We deserve to know. The reason why is because they're using religion as a crutch. They're using it for control over the people. And this whole, oh, we're going to have disclosure. I knew that was going to be a bunch of bullshit because they don't want to release their control. They know they have their, they had their time to come to truth. The ETs wanted our governments to have disclosure. They told them, you tell the people or we will. And I'll tell you, it's coming. They will show themselves. It's coming. They already started. They're getting bolder because us people deserve to know the truth. You deserve to know the truth. I already know, but there's a lot of people that are skeptics. But let me tell you, it is going to be an awakening on a massive scale like you've never seen before. We're already seeing, like I'm in probably half a dozen groups on Facebook that have to do with New Age spirituality, ETs, and all this kind of stuff, and star seeds, and the Great Awakening, okay? Hundreds of thousands of people in the last year or two have literally woken up, which means they've realized who they truly are. They've realized they've been meditating, they're tapping into knowledge that has been lost. Their amnesia is wearing off. And that's what we want. Otherwise, we will not get through this time. Anyways, I'm about 7 minutes past my time that I wanted to do for this, but I hope this message encourages a lot of you to just be strong and hang in there. Remember who you are. I know sometimes it feels like we're alone, but we're really not. There's thousands upon thousands of us that are feeling what you feel, okay? So God bless, Godspeed, and reach out to me. If you have any questions, please message me. I can answer your question. I've been on this path for 12 years now. 12 years. And I've come out of the cosmic closet, this last year. I said, oh, to hell with it. People need to know. I'm going to come out. Because now is the time. So please message me if you need any help or anything to do with crystals, meditation, finding out who your higher selves are, contacting your spirit guides, empathic abilities, astral projection, anything. I can answer, I can help you, okay? Granted, just don't bombard me because I am busy, but I will answer when I can, all right? If I don't answer you right away, it's nothing personal, okay? All right, so God bless everyone, and please stay strong. And, if you're feeling confused and frustrated, meditate. Ground yourself, put your roots into the earth and ground yourself and reach up into the light, because that is what's going to keep you strong. Okay? Sun gazing. Sunrise, sunset. Stare at the sun. Or you can close your eyes and have your third eye be charged with the sun. That will raise your vibration. Expand your love energy outwards, because that is going to affect everybody within your field, no matter where you are. You will see it. You will see how people react to you when you do that. It's time to get busy. All right, love you all, and peace, okay? Guys, take care.